So today we are talking love and marriage Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. Today we are talking about, Destiny, some moments from this interview that she did the other day on the Dear Wifey podcast. In this particular video, we are going to talk about her comments regarding her more recent ex, who is now married to a former producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville, who Destiny is alleging is her friend after she was done bashing LeBaric, which we'll talk about the motivation for that after this. But in speaking about her ex, her recent ex, that she was trying to make fetch happen and everything else, she claims that she didn't know any of this, and then she randomly got a phone call from this former Love and Marriage Huntsville producer, basically saying that things are getting serious between me and so and so. And Destiny apparently was completely caught off guard, because this was the same producer, I guess, who she thought was a friend, who she alleged that, would tell her all the time, do you know how many people would love to be on reality TV and all these things, and then throws a dig saying that she's trying to be on reality TV and alleging that, this producer and now her husband, that they're trying to pitch a show and that they're trying to make Destiny a part of it and all these things. Now, I don't know if that part's true. I don't know about all that. But I think she's inserting herself because she's an ex and because she alleges that she knows this guy for 15 years, just like she alleges that she knew Martell for 20 years or whatever. But mind you, neither party has married Destiny when it's all said and done. So they look at her as like the homie, right? And whatever that entails, but she's not the one that's walking down the aisle with either of them, right? And so she felt a certain type of way, and it was weird because at first she kept calling them kissing cousins, and then after a while, which didn't make any sense because there's no relation, and then after a while she changed up and just said what it was. So I see a lot of speculation, a lot of people still putting out there, oh, Destiny is doing this because season 7 is filming and she wants to get on the show, or that she is on the show and all these other things, and she can have a sidekick to film with in Martell, and all of these allegations. But here's the thing that a couple of points I want you guys to think about. Why, if Destiny was trying to get back on the show, would she reveal all of this information on this hour-and-a-half podcast that was released yesterday, when some of that information could have been utilized as a storyline for the show? Like there's nothing else for her to tell us. And let's say she came back, right? If the producers are going to basically show all of the previous scenes where Destiny was saying she was broke, she was destitute, she was on government assistance, and depleted her savings during the pandemic because she had to make payroll and do all these other things, had to, ask her father for help financially because she couldn't afford to pay her employees at Madani. So how are we going from that narrative to now saying 24 hours ago that you were the breadwinner over LeBaric, who's a veteran who I believe had a very nice job for the government, as well as addition to all of these restaurants and things that he does on the side? So I have no idea how Destiny computed that makes her a breadwinner. A breadwinner that you only had a year left to live at somebody else's house that you also are claiming is your home. Even though it's LeBaric's name that's on the loan, that's on the mortgage. So this is where it's like it would be the worst thing for Destiny to come back on the show at this point in time, because all of her lies are going to get exposed. Just like Mel was the first to expose her lies on the show, where Destiny kept saying that she never heard from Mel and that Mel wasn't a good friend to her, regurgitating the same nonsense that both Letitia said and then more recently Stormy said. But then Melody Cherie pulled out the receipts of the text messages of Melody reaching out to her and Destiny ignoring her. And Destiny saying that, Mel's not a good friend, but then what kind of friend are you that you didn't even tell her your divorce was final? And how is it that Mel's not a good friend, but she spent thousands of dollars to help get you out of debt when you needed the lights on, when your, ex-husband cut you off financially? When all these things happen, But now all of a sudden, now that you are no longer on the show, you want to paint this other narrative. And now that you are pissed at LeBaric because you keep ending up in jail, you keep ending up with all these charges against you. Now, after previously saying you were never going to smear the name of your ex-husband, you were never going to smear LeBaric's name or his family's name or nothing, even though technically it was not even written in stone according to you, now all of a sudden you're on a smear campaign because you're pissed that you keep ending up in jail. But people don't just go to jail just to go to jail, Destiny. So obviously there has to be some type of concrete receipt for him to validate that you were, committing fraudulent behavior, which a breadwinner wouldn't need to do. If you were truly the breadwinner and could afford the bills, you allegedly wouldn't need to forge your ex-husband's signature on things. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I think it would be the worst thing for Destiny to come back if we're keeping it a buck. I think it would be horrible for her because all of her lies are going to get exposed. She's not going to be taken seriously. And then how can you allege abuse and then be best friends with the number one abuser and his side chick that just, were exposed for revenge P? And at least one of the parties were just arrested for the revenge P and the harassment and everything else taking place. How can you sit there and uplift, a duo of abusers? But now all of a sudden, you're anti, all of these things about LeBaric. And again, not downplaying or discounting any type of abuse allegations. Again, it could have been emotional abuse, it could have been financial abuse, it could have been whatever, right? Allegedly. But we do not have enough context because this is the first time in 5 seasons that Destiny has even alluded to any of this. And for all intents and purposes, we were under the assumption, or other people were under the assumption, that Destiny did something. That there was maybe cheating or something. Or that there was something else that happened. Because remember, it was LeBaric who wanted to get out of Dodge. Who wanted to get out of this marriage. So I still feel that, ultimately we still need to hear from LeBaric. Because for all intents and purposes, he is not, presenting the way Martell is presenting, right? We see the tendencies of Martell, of how unhinged he is, and we've never gotten that vibe from LeBaric. The only vibe I've gotten from LeBaric was the typical look of somebody who knows that he basically just married this woman because she was pregnant. That they were just hooking up, and one day she got pregnant, and this and that, and X, Y, and Z took place. So there was never really a foundation of there to genuinely be love or to genuinely be a marriage. You were together because of the child, So you can't be upset that you were not in a marriage, but you knew what you were doing in a friends with benefit situation, in a situationship, in an entanglement with somebody who didn't want you other than sexually. So, of course, when you are together under those circumstances, he is not going to look at you as wife material, but will marry you legally to do the right thing. But I need more receipts on actually what is taking place because there were so many lies. So it would be detrimental for Destiny to, spill all this information in this podcast and paint a completely different narrative than what she has painted on 5 seasons of this show and various interviews that she has done on various platforms over the seasons in regards to the show, and still defending and uplifting Martell and his side chick when it is all said and done, which should tell you everything you need to know. So there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Do you think Destiny, is on this smear campaign against her ex-husband because of the simple fact that she keeps getting arrested and she has nothing else to talk about now? And this could be a last-ditch effort to try to get back on Love and Marriage Huntsville, even though she alleged she's not there because of a contract dispute issue. So I'm trying to figure out, well, where's the money going to be for her to allegedly come back now if they didn't want to pay her before? So, so lots to unpack. What do you think of her comments in regards to her ex, that she's alleging she's known him for 15 years? Said she was blindsided by this producer, who said that she was her friend and all of these things, is now trying to say they're pitching a show and trying to make it seem like Destiny's going to be a part of the show, although I doubt it. But nonetheless, she seems to think that she's a part of their life. And I don't know why. The only connection is you were friends with the producer. But for everything else, I don't see what significant that's going to draw out for a long-lasting show. That's like an episode at best of you saying your side of the story. That you guys were friends, you knew dude for 15 years or whatever, and next thing you know, you got a call that they were serious. Like done. like there's nothing extensive that needs to be done with that. So there's that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.